Hey guys, welcome to the Liberal Hive Mind, a channel solely focused on exposing the abundant hypocrisy of the left. Alright, so I'm just going to start off by saying exactly what's in the title. We continue to see good news across the Western world. It seems as though Canada is back, baby. Back from its abysmal woke coma. It seems as though the nation is waking up, again shook out of this woke fever dream, straight back destination common sense town, a nation that was once so woke, and of course so cringe, a country that under its current leadership quickly became the world laughingstock. Well, it seems like laughingstock no more. Canada's ready to make the change from effeminate communist wannabe dictator Prime Minister Justin Trudeau to now this guy, Mr. Pierre Poilievre, who's now supposedly up 20 points in the polls. Woke Canada is going conservative, and their conservative leader, I gotta say, he's got some chops, he's got some skills, and I'm gonna show you guys exactly what I mean by that. We got some stuff to get into. So let's roll the tape. Alright folks, so let's do what we usually do. Let's play the game of contrast. We've been paying attention, we've had exposure to the current leader in Canada,
but are a continuation of what we've unfortunately seen in disinformation and misinformation online, conspiracy theorists about microchips, about God knows what else that go with the tinfoil hats. Conservative Party members can stand with people who wave swastikas.
How committed to a balanced budget?
The budget will balance itself. We have recently switched to drinking water bottles out of when we have water bottles out of a plastic.
Blackface Trudeau, the biggest laughingstock on the world stage. Well, maybe second to Joe Biden, but at least Joe Biden has an excuse. Mr. Justin Trudeau certainly has no excuse. But anyways, the point is, that guy, who's essentially responsible for the current Canadian brand, well, he's about to get replaced with this guy.
Eric Andrew, Globe and Mail. Your party hasn't actually said what your policy towards safe injection sites will be. So you want to close this one, but will you close others? What will you do around safe injection sites across the country?
I will be closing them. We will close safe injection sites next to schools, playgrounds, anywhere else that they endanger the public and take lives. We will defund. By the way, they're not safe injection sites. I'm sorry. I used your dishonest language. See, you just repeat the language that is fed to you by the government. Are you a CP? Are you a CP?
A CP?
Who are you with?
Globe and Mail.
You're with the Globe and Mail. You guys repeat the same language you get from the radical liberal NDP activists and bureaucracies. You call them safe. How can they be safe? You think it's safe when a bullet comes flying out of one of these sites to kill a mother in Toronto? Do you think that's safe? You think it's safe to have people using crack and heroin and cocaine next to a playground like this? You think that's safe? It's not safe.
Supervised injection sites.
They're drug dens. They're drug dens. And they've made everything worse. Everywhere they've been done, they've made everything worse. And I know what you'll do now. You'll now go and call the same bureaucrats who caused the chaos, and you'll call them experts. The people who caused the 400% increase in drug overdose deaths in Vancouver, you're going to call them experts. They are expert at destroying communities and ending lives, but at perpetuating their own industries, because that's what they are. They are industries that want to expand, and the only way they can continue to exist is by keeping the misery going. So they're not safe. They are unsafe injection sites. They are drug dens, and we oppose them. The Supreme Court has been very clear that these radical bureaucrats don't have the right to open these drug dens anywhere they want. The court made it clear that there are reasonable restrictions that can be placed on them, and that includes playgrounds. So I've told you my policy. I'm against the drug dens next to children's playgrounds, schools, other places where people who are vulnerable in the community live. We will defund them. There will not be a single taxpayer dollar from the Poilievre government going to drug dens. Every single penny will go to treatment and recovery services to bring our loved ones home drug-free. Thank you.
Okay, merci.
Nice try. Nice try. The Supreme Court didn't say that. See, I know what you're trying to do. The Supreme Court didn't. No, I'm giving you my answer. The Supreme Court did not say that there can be. It's okay. The Supreme Court didn't say that you can have a drug den wherever you want. It said that there are reasonable restrictions that can be placed to stop them from opening up in locations that endanger the community or where there is community opposition. That's what the Supreme Court actually said. Now, I know that wacko politicians and the Liberals and the NDP and their supporters in the media want to make it sound like there is a constitutional obligation that we allow these drug dens anywhere they want to go up. That is not true. That is the opposite of true. We have the power under Section 56.1 of the Controlled Drugs and Substances Act to reject these drug dens and shut them down where they endanger the public, and that's what I will do.
Holy frickin' moly, folks. Is that not just the best transition ever? From serial slanderer, literally everybody's a white supremacist, fascist extremist Justin Trudeau, to an actual based conservative. Taking these questions head on, taking the media on, but most importantly, taking the whole leftist power structure on. What a great new standard to set. I'm not gonna play your rhetorical game, leftoid. We're not gonna use your favorable definition, your favorable title, safe injection sites. How about we not inject heroin and fentanyl, but rather inject some reality here. 10 out of 10 performance, what an approach. We ought to be doing this across the board. Democrats love to create these narratives, they love to label things in certain ways that are beneficial to them. You know, we've seen it a million times before. Let's just take the most obvious example. Hashtag Black Lives Matter, the Black Lives Matter organization, a fraudulent communist organization, illegitimately enriching powerful, elite, politically connected people on the back of Black American plight. You criticize that organization and the fraud that they committed, and what's the response? Oh, what? You don't think Black Lives Matter? They do the same thing with abortion. You don't support a woman's rights? A woman's right to choose her own body? They play these rhetorical games. You're opposed to safe injection sites? What are you, a Christo-fascist? Enough playing these games with their stupid little labels. Enough engaging with their propaganda, and simply respond with the common sense facts and do it all while being an absolute badass. That is exactly what I like to see, and honestly, it kind of reminds me of someone, doesn't it? That performance reminds me of a certain amazing political era, a time when things were just so fun.
Wait a minute, then the follow-up. I'm sorry, John.
You heard my answer. Go ahead.
Well, since it's Jim, I'll let it go.
Okay. Thank you, Mr. President. I wanted to challenge you on one of the statements that you made in the tail end of the campaign in the midterms.
Here we go.
If you don't mind, Mr. President, that this caravan was an invasion. As you know, Mr. President,
I consider it to be an invasion.
As you know, Mr. President, the caravan was not an invasion. It's a group of migrants moving up from Central America towards the border with the U.S.
Thank you for telling me that. I appreciate it.
Why did you characterize it as such?
Because I consider it an invasion. You and I have a difference of opinion.
But do you think that you demonized immigrants
in
this election
to try to keep them? I want them to come into the country, but they have to come in legally. You know, they have to come in, Jim, through a process. I want it to be a process, and I want people to come in, and we need the people. Wait. You know why we need the people, don't you? Because we have hundreds of companies moving in. We need the people.
We might be so back, baby. Look, the way things look right now, of course it's hard to predict and you never know what shenanigans are going to happen from here to November, but it's looking like right now, Trump's going to win the presidency in an absolute landslide, and then this guy might follow. This is what Canadian federal election polls are looking like. The Canadian Conservative leader, Mr. Pierre Poilievre, like I said, him and his party are leading by 20 points. We truly might be heading into a great conservative era. Although I guess France and the UK aren't invited yet, as France's Marine Le Pen got colluded against, and the people of England don't have the balls to elect Nigel Farage yet. But either way, it really does truly feel like we're headed towards a new conservative era, like the pendulum is officially swinging. Personally, I just can't wait for the new model, you know? It's been rough times. We had to downsize there a little bit, you know, drop our expectations and standards for a little bit there in North America. Joe Biden and Justin Trudeau representing us on the world stage. What an absolute farce. Well, very quickly it might be Donald Trump and Pierre Poilievre. I'd say that's a freaking upgrade. Pretty badass. Let's just hope it happens. Anyways, that's pretty much what I got for you guys. Hopefully you enjoyed the video. If you did, make sure to leave a like and possibly subscribe. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you on the next one.